Folks, welcome back. We are here with the man, the myth, the legend, Rob from RNG-GAMEZ. I know you guys may not see him a lot lately because he's busy building an empire and doesn't have all the time in the world to make content with all of us anymore. But we got him for today. So, Rob, what's up, dude?
What's up? What's up? How we doing?
Dude, we're always doing good. We are talking about Pokemon cards in the middle of the day on a Monday. How could it be bad?
Yeah, true. I could be clocking into work and going someplace that I don't like, but instead, I'm drowning in cardboard.
Does your mind ever go back to when you did have that regular job, even when things are like super busy and you feel stressed out? Like, does it even ever cross your mind ever want to go back to that life?
Yes.
Does it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I miss the predictability, the clock in, clock out. When I clock out, I don't have to worry about shit.
Yep.
And just on Friday, money goes into my bank account.
Now, do you like set boundaries? Like, is there a time or like, are there days where you just say, hey, I'm not answering messages from here until here, or is it 24/7?
Oh yeah. Basically? No, yeah. Well, I mean, not really, but yeah. Christmas Day. I don't do anything but everything else, I come in and I, fulfill orders and ship and answer messages and do that shit. But on Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and Easter Sunday, whenever that is, that's the only days that I'm not.
Got a few in there.
Yeah, there's three days and vacation. I tell my employees, I don't care if the place burns down. I'll find out when I get back.
We were just talking before they got on camera, man. The disaster that is prismatic evolutions. We were saying, it's just like everyone is damned if they do, damned if they don't. Like, if you sell it too low, then you don't recoup any of the pain and struggle you went through in the last couple of years. Not making any money. And if you sell it too high, you're a scumbag. Everyone hates you. Don't buy from that guy again. And then, like you were talking about with pre-orders, like multiple stores are, obviously running overselling pre-orders. Now you're having to have issues there. It's just, I don't know, man. Like, how are you navigating this market as an actual store? And I mean, you have a Patreon, you have a lot of people that you sell to. Like, what are you doing that's different than 2 years ago?
Well, what I learned is I can no longer do pre-sales the way it used to. I had to change it. So I've had to change the Patreon and everything, how it worked a few times now, because, previously, when I first opened and everything, it was, I would take, pre-orders, no money. I would just be like, how much are you requesting? And, all the people with the eyes bigger than their stomachs are like, I'll take 1,000 collector boosters or whatever. It wasn't 1,000, but even if it was like 50 or 60 and I have like 50 or 60 people doing that, it's a lot. And, right before the set comes out, I get my allocations and I would send out invoices. And if the set's bad, guess who's not paying those invoices? All those people. So I would get stuck with a lot of product. Of course, me just starting out, I would let a few slide, but that very quickly gets out of control to the point where I'm drowning in shit. And of course, now it seems like a great problem. Oh, that's great. But at the time, everything was cheaper on TCG Player and eBay than I was paying for it. So it wasn't a good problem. So I changed it to where, when my orders are due, your orders are due. So you got to give me the money when my orders are due. So that's how we stopped that problem. Now we got a new problem. Now I can't pre-sell anything because I can't get shit. So it started with prismatic evolutions like that. I put up pre-sales. In literally 15 minutes, I sold like 250 ETBs at $39. Great, right? What a deal. I mean,
guys, when he says that, that's his Patreon rate.
Right. Yeah. No, not to general public. So, of course, that's what they pay for. They pay for a service and I want to provide that service. So, what do I do now? I got allocated down from my main distributor down to 100 ETBs. Do I cancel 160 orders? No, I gotta like call this one, call that one, pay. You should go on GameStop and try and get 2 or 3 from them, and try and get 10 from this person and 5 from him, and pay $80 an ETB on eBay and try and figure it out. So I did that, but you know, damned if I do, damned if I don't. I pre-sold early. People are like, "Oh, well, you're greedy for pre-selling early." It's like, but what if, like, what are you talking about?
The pitchfork army, man. They're getting their torches out, and it's just like people just want someone to blame for the high prices. And like the reality is, there's not really anyone. If you want to blame someone, blame Pokemon. Like everyone wants to blame like these random store owners or people like me who invest in sealed product. And it's like, guys, we've all been here for the last 10 years plus. We've been here for years and years. We were here when things were great, when things were terrible, when things are great again. And it's like, no one ever has a problem with anybody until times are good. And the fact that we've been here all along, shouldn't that tell you we're probably not the problems? And it's probably just because there's an increase in demand right now, so much so that there's not enough product to go around. And really, it's not anyone's fault. Like, you know, a year ago, when people were buying, you know, Paldea Evolved and Paradox Rift and Scarlet Violet on 2023 Black Friday, they were like $80, $85. No one cared back then. But now all of a sudden, when they're $150, now you're evil if you own them.
Yeah. No, I'm a scumbag for selling, trying to sell booster boxes at $120 when I can get them for $80 online right now. And I'm a scumbag for charging what they're going for less than what they're going for. Like, so like, what was it? Surging Sparks. They were $220. I was selling them for $199. Scumbag. I'm still a scumbag. And I'm like, how could I win? How could I win? Just give everything away for free? Close my doors, put it outside. Here you go. Take everything. But I'd still be a scumbag because by the time someone gets there, oh, nothing's left. You didn't save anything for me? It's like, I can't win. I can't.
Well, and the whole like, you know, Rudy Alpha investments, like, you know, the X and Y bathroom thing, like that's like a real thing for stores. Like, put it this way. Yeah. When Fusion Strike was doing that, you couldn't make any money. Like, you just won't sell it. You'll just throw it on a shelf and be like, well, I'm not going to like lose thousands of dollars. I'll just throw it on a shelf for later. And then you forget about it. And all of a sudden you're like, things are pumping. You go back, you're like, oh, I wonder if I can sell these now. And now they're $300, $400, $500 a box. You're like, oh, I can sell them now. But now you're the scumbag because you didn't want to take thousands of dollars of loss when they were 80.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of seen the way it was going about 2 or 3 months ago with not being able to get shit. So I took it upon myself. I ordered a pallet of, no one wanted them, 3-pack blisters of Twilight Masquerade. I ordered a pallet. I'll break them down. I'll take out the packs. I'll grade the Snorlaxes, which I did. They're a nightmare to grade, but they're $55 if you get a 10. So I did that. Now,
which again, another scumbag move.
Yeah, right.
You're profiting. You're profiting in this hobby.
Yeah, right. God forbid you want to make money and grow your business.
The only one that is ethically able to make money is Pokemon. Anyone else is doing something underhanded. Yes.
So now everyone wants Twilight Masquerade, of course. And I literally had to take it. I had it on eBay, by the way, like 36-pack lot. I was selling for I think 105 when I first, or 115. Like, because you can't get booster boxes anymore. I can't get them. So, you know, I'm sitting on 20,000 packs, probably more than that. So I'm like, let me sell some on eBay, sell some here, sell some to some streamers, try and move it. And then it just was so quick that I was just like, I had to up the price again. I upped it to $149.99 on eBay, and people are buying them all day long. Yeah. And it's just like, it's moving so quick. I can't reprice it because we have like a little display in the store for like slabs and stuff. I'm going to card shows, buying a slab for $350, putting it in a case, and then literally one of the people we deal with, like as a vendor, comes in, oh, $350, I'll buy that. And then I check, it's going for $650. I'm like, I just bought this 3 days ago. What is going on?
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense.
No, for sure. Hey, by the way, Carmine, really appreciate you gifting the 20 memberships, man. If anyone got one of those, make sure
Oh,
to thank him.
Carmine,
Appreciate
what's
that.
up? I know him.
Oh, is that one of your
That's one of my patrons. Yeah,
oh, one of your patrons. Awesome. So he got some
yeah.
of those $39 prismatic ETVs.
I probably did.
He's feeling pretty good right now at Rob's expense.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, like one of the other things we talked about is like everyone thinks like everyone, is just gonna like rock and roll this year. But
Yeah.
I think we talked about it a little bit. I think there could be a lot of stores that struggle this year.
Yeah, especially newer. Being able to get things, it's going to be a complete nightmare. So, like,
Yeah.
if anyone's looking to start a store right now, physical store, I would definitely rethink that for a little bit. I mean, even though it's kind of what I did during the pandemic, but I wanted to lock in a very, very cheap, retail rate for a store and figure it out. That's, what I did. Right now, the retail commercial rates are like quadruple what I'm locked in for. But, if you really wanted to start a store now, I would definitely reconsider it just because the ability to get things, especially if it's going to be Pokemon focused. If you're going to do other things, okay, maybe. But even that, I'm getting hammered on Magic too. I got my allocation for Innistrad cut in half as well, and I have to buy from the secondary market again to fulfill orders.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm getting hammered always.
How is would you say your business has changed at all in the last couple of years? Like, as far as like your sources of revenue, like, I mean, you do a lot of things, right? Because you have your Patreon business, you got your bulk business, you got just the regular retail sealed products. Like, do you think any one of those has like shifted a lot in the last couple of years? Has bulk become like the majority of what you do, or is it still just part of it?
I mean, yeah, kind of. It's primarily because it's with bulk, you're kind of like triple dipping. It's like, okay, so you buy the bulk, then you pull out the valuable cards, you sell those on TCG Player, then you take the bulk, you make bulk lots for Amazon and eBay. Amazon,
So you're still
sell
on
way
Amazon.
better. In fact, yeah.
Okay, I know some people have gotten shut down.
I don't know why. Probably because Pokemon. I don't do Pokemon on Amazon anymore because all the listings got nuked last year, and it's too risky.
Okay.
But Magic, it's much more reseller friendly, especially if you've been selling for a while, and you have distribution. If you're a seller at home, like they never tell you how to like beat a case, but there's guides out there, and once you hit a certain level selling on Amazon, you get like a rep that will help you, especially if you have good metrics. They'll help you figure out why something's happening.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. So like,
but yeah, business. I'd say retail has definitely went like probably 5 or 6x in the past 2 months. So I like have to hire someone else for retail and have to hire another person for the warehouse. So we're up to like 6 people now. So definitely retail has taken a focus as of lately. But I want to start streaming. Like, yeah, I want to do rip and chips. I want to do also because I do a lot of business with these people who sell on TikTok, sell on whatnot. They buy a lot from me. So I'm like, why? They tell me the margins they're making, and I'm like, I got to get a little piece of that, just a little sliver. So I'm probably going to start doing some like rip and chips, probably not on YouTube. I know I've kind of bashed whatnot in the past, but maybe I got to figure it out.
All roads lead back to whatnot. I don't know, man. Like, you really think the rip and shift's gonna be a good route to take? I mean, I do them, but like, I also don't have a established business like you do, an actual like physical shop, like the bulk operation.
I'm not doing it.
Oh, you have an employee do it.
Yeah.
I got you. No, I mean it makes sense. It's definitely another stream of revenue. I mean,
Yeah.
gosh, so you have 6, would you say like what, full-time, part-time employees?
No, they're all part. One's kind of almost full time, but like not really. They're all part time, like 30 hours a week around.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And do you like a manager, or are you kind of the manager?
I guess I have one kind of or two, one retail side and one warehouse / retail side manager.
So basically, you're sick and they'll come in. The shop can basically run without you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good place to be, man.
Yeah, but you know, I'm back here doing the whole back end of everything. So like the back end, you know, kind of makes it's 50-50. So if I'm gone, 50% isn't happening. So
yeah, I get you.
I mean, survive.
You're close though. Like you're close to that like actual business. I would say. It's like I don't know if you've ever seen that like 4-square quadrant where it's just like, and you can be an employee or self-employed, and then like on the other side, it's like an investor or like a business. Whereas like a business, it's like it kind of operates independently, and you have others like working for you.
Yeah.
Whereas like getting from that self-employed to the actual business, I feel like that is the hardest step to take.
It is, yeah, because there's so many processes that I do that I don't. Not that I don't trust anyone. That I need to do. Like people ordering stuff, they got to know how much to order. People, on the Patreon orders, doing that. I'm the only one that fulfills those. Doing the other deals, selling to streamers. There's so many other things that I do that they can't do. Just because they don't, have access to my PayPal or things like that. So there's certain things that they can't do, but I could go away for, a few weeks if I wanted to. Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, that's the thing a lot of people I couldn't do that. So, I mean, I'm looking at that thinking that sounds like a huge success, man. I mean, that shouldn't be undersold, dude. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, 3.5 years, whatever, in the making. But we're here.
So you have a warehouse and a shop now. Are they connected?
Yeah. No. Yeah, I wish. Oh my God. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And the warehouse is like double the rent of the store, but just because I got in at such a low rate during COVID, I'm like I'm not looking forward to renewing my lease. Not renewing because I'm leaving that location. Gotcha. Finding a new lease. I'm not looking forward to that.
Is that coming up like soon?
Probably. I think like not next October, but the October after that. So yeah,
a little time, hopefully.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna blink and then I'm gonna be like, oh shit, because they want to like quadruple the rent, and I'm like, no. They just want me out of there, basically.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
What's your view on the hobby right now? Like, do you think this is just like 2025 is just up and away? Like, do you think there's anything that can cool this market off right now?
Not being able to get things, because people lose interest very quickly. Especially if people can't get things and then a bad set comes out. It's like the perfect storm of people losing interest. The people that come in my store now, I would say 90% are like, yeah, I just got in, I just got back in, I just got back in, I just got back, everyone. And I'm just like, wow. So I don't know what it is, but I asked them. And since we, me and my wife, well, primarily my wife, runs the card show in New Jersey, it's everyone watches these, vendor POV videos. Everyone.
Yeah.
Literally everyone. And
they are huge. I can't believe how huge those are.
I can almost guarantee that has something to do with it. But also, people ripping, shipping on whatnot and YouTube, you do it, like people just want to feel how they felt when they were younger. That's all it is.
Pandora's Deck Box, the 50 gifted memberships. That is huge. Thank you so
Wow.
much.
Another
That
one,
another one from you, Rob?
Yeah.
Is Rob bringing all
What's
the
up,
all
man?
the whales in here? Jeez.
Wow.
Appreciate
Awesome.
that. God, what were you talking about? The I wanted to hit on it. Oh yeah, the card shows. Like, do you want to talk about the card shows at all?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm
So I
probably
want to
not
have. By the
the
way, I want
one.
to have Rob's wife on with him in the
Yeah.
future. We're gonna try to put something together at night because she does still work an actual job. To kind of talk more about that because she kind of runs that business. But like, you could probably talk about it a little bit, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, what did you want to know?
I mean,
New
it's
Jersey TCG
massively
show.
successful. Like, you guys are what started out with like a couple events in New Jersey. Now you're looking to eventually expand outside of the state and kind of take it more nationwide.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't really talked about
Or I
that
don't know.
yet, but
I don't know how much you're wanting to talk about or not. I don't want to overstep.
no, it's fine. So yeah, we started out not even a year ago. You know, my wife, she's very detail oriented, very organized. Me, complete chaos, complete opposite. So, wanting to engage with me and my business and her, ability to organize things and do events, because she used to do that when she was younger. When she was really young, she ran a record label herself. And
dude, like Brian said, that's the truth. Bring them to the Midwest. We have nothing.
I'll look into it. The hardest thing is finding a venue. Believe me, like our first show was 39 vendors, very small. The hardest thing is finding a venue. Once you find a good venue, you're good for a few shows. Once you start doing good and they see you do good, they want to raise the rate. Raise the rate until they chase you out of there, and then you got to find a new venue and rinse and repeat. It's just how it works, because where these shows are happening, they want weddings, they want things like that, where they're going to sell food, they're going to sell services like that. So I get it, but it's like a nightmare trying to find a good venue sometimes. So
Gotcha.
We started out last year with 39 vendors. Then after that, we seen the growth of it. We moved on to another venue that had 90, which we've been like slowly outgrowing. And then our last one, we had, our last venue, we had 140 vendors. Yeah, 140 vendors, which was a big show.
That's getting big, dude. You sold out?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're sold out on vendor tables until like May.
And now do you guys charge at the door too?
Yeah. So it's and our show after that, our next big show is going to be a weekend event. So Saturday and Sunday. We'll see how that goes. But it's been very rapidly getting bigger and bigger. And, of course, the popularity of the hobby has something to do with it, of course. But, also, my wife is extremely organized and detail-oriented person. So, and she communicates well with the vendors. And that's something that in this little niche is very hard to find, especially when it comes to not doing a Collecticon, because Collecticon is Collecticon. They're going to be organized. They got teams of people. My wife is literally the only person that does it. So when you get to these smaller shows, getting someone who's very detail oriented and organized and very transparent, it's hard. So that's another thing why it's so successful.
Man, I mean, is that the thing where like you could possibly see her quitting her job to do that full time?
I don't know.
Is that a question for her?
Yeah, insurance. That's all I'm gonna say. Health insurance.
Yeah, I mean, health insurance for sure a thing. I mean, yeah, dude, like the shows. I mean, that front row card show or something like.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of shows that are really popping up and getting huge. Like Collecticon just added more events than ever. It is It's booming. I agree with you. The vendor POV, I mean, there's probably like a handful of channels that maybe like Pokerev and like Deep Pocket Monsters. Maybe there's some more, but other than a couple at the top, the vendor POVs are getting the most views out of anyone in the hobby.
Yeah, and that's another thing that Deep Pocket Monsters. He goes to all the events. He runs a card show too. He does card party.
Yeah, card party.
So, I would say that definitely has something to do with it too, because since he's so popular and so mainstream, that once someone watches some sort of card show video, all of a sudden your algorithm is here's more card show stuff here, so like it definitely has something to do with it.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge change. I mean, Bulbasaur was kind of like the first person I really saw do it at a high level.
Right. Yeah.
And then we've had people rise up, and now they're way larger than he is on YouTube, at least. And it's it just seems like it happens overnight. People just flock to that content, and it's all much longer form content. And from what I've heard, like they get very long like view durations. Like people just like turn that on and they'll just go to work or whatever they do, and
that's
just
it.
Let it play in the background. And those channels are extremely successful.
I put it on in my warehouse, and it's just on in the background.
Yeah.
It's just, you're just there.
I mean, is that something that like you've ever thought about doing as a vendor POV at your wife's show?
No, I don't vend. I don't know. I just, I don't know. I just feel as though it'd be like a conflict of interest. How am we gonna run the show and then me vend there? It just doesn't feel right.
I got you. I understand. Yeah, I mean, dude, are you, other than like, kind of slowing down, not taking pre-orders on future sets for the time being, like, is there any other like changes you're kind of putting in place for this year? Or you just kind of,
I'm not taking any pre-orders. None. Okay. Zero pre-orders. Absolutely zero.
Pokey and Issa the same thing last night, by the way.
I can't. I'm not going to risk it and lose 10, 20 grand trying to find stuff from the secondary market again. I just can't. I can't. It's so stressful, so anxiety inducing, because you'll put up a pre-order, of course that it's going to be competitively priced because no one knows anything about the set, and everyone's going to order it because all the set's been doing good, and then you're going to be like, well, I'm fucked again. So rather than that happening, I will not be doing pre-orders until we get allocation, until I get all of my numbers back, and then we do the orders.
I mean, that makes sense. Like it's the only way to really do it in this hobby. Like, you're gonna have some people pissed off no matter what you do. So the best thing you can do is what's gonna be best for you.
I had people DMing. It's so frustrating because I have people DMing me wanting to pre-order Prismatic Evolutions, angry at me that they cannot give, that I wasn't doing pre-orders at the time, and saying that they're not going to shop on my store anymore because I wasn't doing pre-orders. And I'm just like, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Okay, yeah, I'll do the pre-order. Now I don't have any. What do you like? Now I got to give you your money back. Now you're double mad at me. It just doesn't make sense. No, what you need to do to
those people, say, I'll pre-order it right now for you. $150.
Right. Yeah. Then I'm a double asshole. I'm triple asshole.
I'll give you as many as you want. How many you want?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great, dude. Yeah, I mean, hey, man, you found a way to do it these last 3.5 years, and we've been through, we've been through bull runs, been through bear markets. Like it's just it comes with the territory. Like when things are down, no one wants to buy. No one's upset with you then. So it's just like, can't worry about it.
Yeah. I mean, I of course, but me being a guy who lets things bother me.
Has Pokemon taken over more of the business than Magic has lately?
Yeah, by far. I've been having to actually get Japanese product just because I'm running out of stuff. Like I had so many packs because we bust open so much stuff, all the V boxes. We order tons of that stuff just because booster boxes were always kind of difficult for me to get because I didn't focus on it. So my allocations on Pokemon have always been terrible. So I was always forced to like figure out and find V boxes and things to bust down because, you know, we have a very large local league. You know, we have 30, sometimes 40 people every week.
That's a lot, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot. Our league right now is up to, I just did the stats. We're at like 65 unique people in the league. So, you know, we have 40 people. Everyone gets 3 packs guaranteed. 40 times 3, and then 3 and O's get a bonus 3 packs. It's
Jeez.
like, you know, we blow through a case sometimes in a night. So it's like every month, that's 4 cases just for league. So it's like, where are these packs coming from? Me doing the grunt work, getting cardboard cuts and plastic cuts on my hand, ripping open these V boxes so I could get packs.
I honestly, I think we all talk about it, and I think people, I don't think, you know, a lot of people in this hobby truly take that in and like really reflect on it deep enough. They just see it as like me or you trying to, you know, manipulate things or like lie, like, oh, you guys are probably sitting on a truckload of it. You just don't want to sell it. You want to wait till the price rises. It's like, I know myself with doing rip and ships, I can't find packs. It is so hard to find packs right now. Unless I just go to the open market and buy them. And then it's like, okay, then what do? I mark them up on stream. Now, you know, you're upset because I'm charging too much. It's getting extremely difficult to keep enough product to open. And I think that's why it keeps going higher.
Yeah, that's another thing why I'm kind of, you know, nervous about starting the rip and ship and online part, just because I know it will eat through my entire supply.
Oh,
you know, if it becomes large, of course. Like, how many packs you go through a night? It's got to be
1,000 plus.
Right. That I'm like,
I mean,
and
think
there's
about
no way I'm gonna be able.
A case is 216, so yeah, the equivalent of like 5 cases plus.
Right. That's crazy. That's insane.
And think about it, like, I'm not like a large streamer. I'm like good size. I mean, think about like the biggest streamers on these. I mean, they're probably going through, and they have like, you know, shifts. They'll have like a morning, an afternoon, and a night shift. They're probably going through 30 cases worth a day.
Yep. Some of the streamers that I've been dealing with for a long time. So I share like their numbers with me, and some of them are doing like 150K a month in sales just on like TikTok and whatnot. And their margins are crazy because it's packs and it's like 40%. So it's like insane.
And you can't keep them, and again, you can't keep them on the stocked. I can't keep packs stocked. Like at the end of the year, I made a lot of orders, you know, obviously tax reasons, all that. I was trying to stock up, and it's like in 2 nights I blasted through so much of that inventory. I'm just like, because it keeps growing. Like I keep buying inventory based off like the last couple weeks, right? I'm like, oh, I'm selling about this much. Well, then all of a sudden it's like now it keeps growing. I'm doing more and more and more. And it's hard to keep up with inventory management on this stuff.
Yeah. That, I mean, hopefully, you know, things level out to a more predictable pattern, but right now it just doesn't seem like it's gonna for a little bit.
No, I just think it's being very underestimated, the rip and ships and the mystery packs. And then just like you just said, like all the stores across the entire country that do these leagues, and they're giving those packs out there being ripped. I mean, I just think there are more packs being ripped now than ever. And I understand Pokemon's printing more than ever. That's why like all the populations on the PSA cards are all sky high. But the reason they're all sky high, that means they're all being opened. Like they're all out in the wild. The packs are not sealed anymore because they've all been ripped.
Yeah. And you know, here it's a little different of the printing because, you know, they have to bid for printer space. They don't have their own printers like they do in Japan. So they're competing with all the other games, with the, you know, One Piece, with the Magic, with Yu-Gi-Oh, with all the other games. It's not like, of course, Pokemon does have a lot of money, but so do the other companies, you know, and it is what it is.
I remember last time we talked, it could have been on Eli's stream. Did you still get into sports cards at all?
Yeah. I started doing sports. We got in with Tops. So
Okay.
we have a Tops direct account. It's been going really well. That market, is declining. And
so you can actually get product in sports.
Yeah, I can get any Tops product normally I can get. It's just what they offer me. So me being a new account, of course they're not going to offer me the really, really good stuff. I mean, we just got started getting like decent stuff. So we just got baseball like Bowman Draft, which is like a really top tier product. But we got it on the second round. So we didn't get it on release. We got it a week after release.
Okay.
Hopefully as I keep buying all the stuff people don't want again, and build that account, we'll be able to get good stuff. So it's just another group of customers that I'm looking to capture and grow the business more. We do a lot of it online too. That I do pre-order as well, but that is much more predictable because if I put in a pre-order with Tops, I'm getting it. It doesn't matter. That you never get allocated because they don't allow you to order like hundreds of boxes. I'm limited to a case or two. So it's like, which is good because I'm not going to screw myself with ordering a product that no one wants. If I order a case, no one wants it, I'll open it myself and have fun.
How much have you like dove into that, like to like learn that market? I mean, do you have like that much of a clue about it, or you just kind of like free rolling?
Zero clue. Tops offers me something, I buy it, and then I put it up. And if people don't buy it, they don't buy it. I mean, I guess for now. But I do have a lot of local customers that are into it, and if they want to buy from me, I do like a little bit of a discount, or there's so many ways to get out of something that if you don't want it, it's not really an issue right now.
Right. So on your bulk, is that still, are you just doing Magic, or is that like all card games?
For bulk, just Pokemon and Magic right now.
Oh, so Pokemon too. How's Pokemon do? Does it move very well?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, does it?
Oh yeah. So I'd say more than Magic.
Are you saying translate Pokemon bulk is like almost as lucrative as Magic bulk?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, not because like here's the thing, people that are, because there's so many ways to engage.
Magic is definitely more of a player's hobby, I would say.
Yeah, well, I mean, but like players do need the cards because, let's say, I have a lot of people that I sell to that stream, and a lot of people don't want the bulk, so they just open the pack, literally put the bulk in to a box, and then they sell it back to me. There's good cards. There's $4 or $5 trainers that people don't care to have. Buddy Puffin, freaking Earthen Vessel. What else? What's another one? There's a whole bunch, and they're
Super Rod was there for a minute.
Super Rod was there, yeah. They're in there, so again, double, triple dipping.
That you're paying what, like a penny, half a penny, whatever.
Now now I stopped. I was sitting on a pallet of Pokemon bulk that I've had to go through and get stocked up and get lots made for eBay. Now I don't do Amazon anymore. It's just eBay. But on eBay, let me pull up my numbers. On eBay.
Wait, you're selling bulk on eBay now?
Yeah, I make like bulk lots for eBay for kids and stuff like that. Like,
oh, okay. So like, I get you. Yeah. Lots. I got you.
Yeah. So like last 30 days, let me pull it up. Just on one SKU of bulk that I do, I've sold 390 units. So that's a lot. But I have multiple.
What is this lot? What do you get?
You get 100 cards. There's no duplicates because we have the Fizz batch, and the Fizz batch takes out the duplicates. 10 reverse hollows, 10 hollows, 2 ultra rares for $12.99. So
not bad.
Free shipping.
I mean, it's perfect.
a lot of I see these orders go to like, you know, a lot of it seems like parents buying for their kids. You know,
Oh,
so
for sure. I mean, it makes sense. I
yeah,
mean, dude, these days that's the cost of like two packs.
right. I mean, you're getting 2 ultra rares. You know, there's been plenty of times that all of a sudden a ultra rare that I packed in 1,000 units of bulk all of a sudden becomes playable, and it's a $15 card, and I've shipped out 20 of them. I'm like, oh my god, you know, it happens. But you know, but you're it's cards that kids want, so why not make a SKU and make a product for it? But you know, Magic's the second best selling thing. You know, I do like a 500 card lot with that, with no duplicates, because we had the fizz batch, and that sold, you know, 120 units last month. So that's, you know,
Now that one
adds up.
surprises me. I wonder who's buying that.
Commander players, people just getting back into Commander because, you know, it's a singleton format, so you can only have one card of any type or exact card in a deck. So people want the variety. People just getting back into it. They just want a variety of cards, and that's what it is. And it's super cheap. You know, I think I charge $15.99 for 500 cards. It's
Wow.
super cheap.
Yeah,
I don't make much. I make like $4 a unit that I sell, but I've already made money sifting out the higher dollar cards out of it. So it's like I have to get rid of it somehow.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well make some money on it.
Yeah, and people love it. I get very, 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 very good reviews, and you know, the negative reviews I get, it's my machine messing up and putting duplicates in it on accident. It happens. So
I'm trying to look for questions, guys. If you guys have any questions you want us to take, feel free to leave them, and I'll try to take as many as possible that doesn't melt our brain too much. If it's a real crazy question and real specific answer, I do have the Magic 8-Ball.
Oh, there you go.
Because that's how I answer those questions now, man. When someone asks like, "Do you think this is a buy?" I'm just like, "Well, let's just see." 8-Ball says yes. Like that's.
But Pokemon, if it's Pokemon, then yes, it's a buy.
Yeah, just everything.
Yeah. But
yeah,
Amazon's a whole another animal.
I saw someone talking about that chat earlier, like, and Rudy said that in like a video, is something along the lines of today's price is like a deal, or is tomorrow's discount or something, or something along those lines. Like anything right now is a deal. Like anything tomorrow is going to be, you know, more expensive. I mean, it's almost going to probably prove true, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I just don't know where the tops are. Like, I don't know how high a Scarlet Violet era box can go. Like,
has all this money? Where's the money coming from?
I will say one thing. I will say one thing, right? The fact that like the boxes seem expensive, but the packs are actually cheap. That's the only thing that, like, because I mean, you know, like I said, $4 is $144. Like, that's a $144 box. A $5 pack, that's a $180 box. So like that's a super expensive box, but it's just like the packs are still cheap.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I charge in store, $5 for a pack.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe people think that's expensive. I don't think that's expensive for a pack. Like if I had kids, which I don't, I mean, I could see going to a card shop and getting, you know, a few $4 or $5 packs for my kids. Like that doesn't sound out of the question.
I don't think it is. I mean, MSRP for a pack is what, like $4.49, something like that.
This is a good question. What would you do differently starting your company today? I'll let you take it first, man. Like, do you have any big, I guess, regrets or big changes you would have made?
Not really. I mean, everything I did then got me to where I am now. So very often the things that don't seem worth it at the time are the most worth it in the long run. So me being hunched over a table, conditioning cards and building my inventory for a year, saying, you know, this card's 15 cents, I'll list that. You know, stuff like that really helps you when things go to shit, because not everyone's going to have money to buy $100 and $200 booster box forever. But what they will have money for is to buy the bulk and the lower end cards that have very predictable revenue stream for long periods of time. So when people used to, kind of, when I used to make videos, make fun of the fact that I'm selling 15-cent cards, or 20-cent, whatever it is, pennies, I just, make fun of it because it got me to where I am now. And I'm not going to change that because it's not going to be up and up and up and up forever. Eventually, it will turn back and go down. And that's when I kind of do the best because I'll have that big inventory built, which I'm slowly building on eBay now as well. And I'll be able to survive because I put in the work and I grew my inventory and I don't have to sell everything right away.
Yeah.
If a card's $1 and I list it for $2, it could sit forever. I don't care. My cost basis is negative money because I found it in bulk. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
So I wouldn't do anything different, really. I'd probably sign a longer lease.
There you go. We found something. We found something.
Yeah.
What would I have done different? That's very simple. I would have hounded distributors a lot more in like 2022 and stuff when I had a better chance of like getting one, I guess, and getting product and building up. I think that's like hurting me now because I'm not able to like partake in the fun with everybody else, like Rob. But like, yeah, like he said, like I don't think I would have changed much either. I mean, everything I did, like I had to go through to learn what I did and didn't like in this business and what I enjoyed and didn't enjoy. And you can't know that. Like you can't just like jump into Pokemon and like, oh, I want to do this business because you'll end up finding other avenues you like more. Like, oh, I like running this bulk operation. I like doing rip and ships. I like vending. I like, just being like a buyer and seller of collections. And there's just a million different routes. Making content. There's a million different routes you can take. And without trying a little bit of each one, grading cards, you're not going to find out what you really enjoy the most, So like, I agree, man. Like I'm happy I went through all the processes and found kind of my little niche that I enjoy.
Yeah, there's so many ways to diversify in this hobby as a business. It's not even funny. Everyone's really worried about, when the market goes down, blah, blah, blah. But like, if you're well diversified in everything, singles, sealed, bulk, graded, all this, sure, it all goes down, but normally one thing compensates for the rest. So, you just have to set yourself up for that.
Dan catching my collectibles. I don't think he'll mind me sharing this, but like it was after the stream ended, we were all just like chatting, and he made a comment, and it is so true. Like a few years ago, right? Maybe back like before the pandemic, whatever. People used to say things like it's impossible to make a 6-figure income in this hobby, right? And nowadays, everyone's it's almost just like, take your pick. It's almost like, what do you want to do to make a 6-figure income in this hobby? And that's exactly how it is. It's like, if you want to grind, if you actually want to put in the hours and work and build something, you could pretty much do any aspect of this hobby and make it to that, I feel like.
Yeah, right now, for sure. Like it's kind of easy.
It's crazy to say that, but if you want to put in the work and grind and like actually put in the hours, it's crazy to say that because it sounds unrealistic. It sounds like unattainable, but it honestly is pretty easy right now with the amount of like interest and money flowing. And even without distribution, guys, like there's just so much opportunity, especially if you want to go hit the grind and other people are a little bit lazier and they, everyone can win. Like you can make some money. They can make some money. The next person can make some money. Like there's just so many different avenues right now, I think, that there wasn't before.
Yeah. I mean, let me clarify that. It's not easy. It's hard, but you can very much get catapulted if you have the right money and the right mindset and reinvest all your freaking money. because that's probably the main thing that people don't do is reinvest into their business. So that's the main issue with a lot of people, especially going forward. That's going to be an issue because you're going to need more and more money to be able to get more customers. Like me not being able to get Prismatic Evolution because whatever, I pre-sold it like an idiot because I'm greedy. I have to buy Terrestrial Festival, and I'm not wiring someone in Japan $20,000-$30,000 that I don't know. So what I do is I buy it here for more and I resell it at my store, very small margin, but I trying to get people in the door. And if I wasn't reinvesting back into my business, I wouldn't be able to do that. So like, I don't mind.
You have to have certain
$70
products to get people in the door. Cause like, even if you're not making money on that product, the odds are they're going to buy something else. And if you don't have that product, they'll just go somewhere else.
Right. Yeah. I don't mind spending, when I can get it in Japan for $55 and I got to wire someone, $20,000-$30,000. I'm not doing that. I'd rather pay more. I'd buy it from someone here for 70, 75, 80, and I resell it in my store for 90. That's what I don't mind. I'd rather spend a little more.
That's crazy. Like all the Japanese resellers you talk to, they act like that's just like, oh yeah, this is what you do. It's just like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. That's what you do. You start small, but I'm a type of person. I don't really, I whole ass something. So when I do something, I do it big. So I'm not doing that big. I'm not wiring some guy that I DM'd on Instagram. Hey bud, I like your page. You got 1,000 followers. Cool. Here's 20 grand. So thanks. I'll hopefully see it soon, right?
And if it doesn't show, it's like, well, how's that lawsuit going to go? Someone overseas, don't know who they are, some random Instagram account. You're never seeing that money again.
Gone. So
Skippy, what's up, dude?
I'd rather pay
an exit strategy on sealed investments. It's hard not to dwell on selling into the boom, knowing a cool off period could come eventually. What's your plan? I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, what I think people build up this Armageddon scenario in their heads where like it's like everything just goes to zero or something. It's like, yeah, things may drop 10, 20, maybe 30%, but it's just like my advice I always give is sell some, keep some. If you bought Lost Origin, I'm giving away a video I already filmed for tomorrow, but whatever. If you bought Lost Origin when it came out, $90, $100. If you bought it when it spiked to 180, 200, if you bought it on the reprint at 120, if you just bought it at 220, 240, sell some. You're going to get your cost basis so low that even if it does drop 10, 20, 30%, you're still going to be up on whatever you held. You're going to have profits on what you did already take. I think we're overthinking the whole like sell and hold thing. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. And it isn't this Armageddon scenario that's going to like wipe out all of your money. It's just like things are fluctuating up, they can fluctuate down. I just don't, if you want to sell, take some profits.
Yeah. I mean, use the word investment. I don't really even sell my investments. So like in the stock market, I don't look when it's going up. I don't care. It's something I want. I buy it and that's it. Yeah. And I keep it. Of course, if it's really up and you want to use it to invest in something else, sure. But I don't. If I want to invest in something else, I just buy that too.
Yeah, because you can make that argument for everything right now. Like you should be selling your Bitcoin, you should be selling your S&P index, your mutual funds. Everything's at its all-time high, so it's just like, should you be selling everything then? Like,
right. I mean, of course, yeah. If you don't have the money to invest in the thing you want to. The other thing you want to, yeah, I guess you could sell, but if you don't have the money to invest in something else, you shouldn't really, I hate to say it, you shouldn't be investing in the first place. You should be building up, more money, capital to invest or whatever.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's see what we got going on here. Trying to find something good for us. I always love the in certain amount of years, like in this many years, Like, I don't know, man. Like
in 5 years, 5 year
put it
plan.
this way. What if you said you were going to hold for 5 years on like Fusion Strike? Can you not sell it now? I mean, I
No,
didn't
you
think it would
still
be at
have
$500
few more
in
years.
2 years. So
Yeah, I
should
couldn't.
we hold on to
That's
our
crazy.
5 years?
That sat on my shelf for a very long time. I couldn't get rid of it.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Are you a retire earlier or work until you can't guy? That's a great question, man. Like 10 years. If I got to the point where I was financially independent, I would be a guy that is not necessarily not doing any work, but not on any kind of schedule. Like I wouldn't have like a set, like you may see videos from me sporadically. I may have like a stream here or there. I may like buy and sell, but I wouldn't, it wouldn't be a thing like I do now where I'm like, okay, posting a video every day. I'm doing 3 streams a week. I'm going to make sure I do. It wouldn't be like that. I wouldn't have like an official schedule. What about you, man? Like what would your like
10 years
time frame look like?
I don't see myself running a game store in 10 years. I don't think so. Hopefully, I don't know, man. 10 years is a long time.
10 years.
I hopefully will have.
So in 10 years, when the Moonbrion's worth, 100 grand.
Yeah, I would have someone in my place, and I'd be doing something else, a different business, or another
different business. What does that look like?
I mean, maybe not a different business, maybe in the same industry, of course, but like something else that I don't have to rely on owning a game store. Maybe owning a bunch of game stores that I don't have to deal with the day-to-day of the actual grunt work of selling and buying cards. I don't see myself doing in 10 years. No, if you're asking that. I see myself doing something else, doing something bigger.
Yeah, it's like it's weird, like even stuff you enjoy becomes, more of a chore and less enjoyable if you do it too much. And so it's like that's the only thing that would change with me. Like I enjoy making content. I even enjoy ripping packs. It's just like I don't enjoy the shipping. I don't maybe enjoy making content 7 days a week. There's sometimes I like have like creator's block, or I just don't feel like making a video that day or whatever.
See how you do that.
Yeah, I feel like I'd always make a little content. I'd probably have random rip and ship streams. I truly enjoy that stuff, And so it's like, I think it would be more of just like less of it and cutting out the things I didn't enjoy part of the business. More.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of why I stepped back, because I used to be in the store every day, all day. And that's kind of why I stepped back from that and hired people to do that, because I couldn't do it anymore. I wasn't enjoying it. I wanted to expand online. I wanted to do all the online stuff. So I hired people for that. Plus, to be completely honest with you, when people deal with me directly, they always get better rates on buying cards and selling cards to me, because I always pay way more than I really should, because these are people that I've dealt with for such a long time. When I did dealing with my employees, they get a set range of where they can buy cards, and if they buy cards out of that range, then I get mad. But when I do it, it's I do it. So me leaving the store and putting it in the hands of other people ultimately, is a better ROI, because they have a set parameter where they could buy things and sell things. So it works out. But that's why I step back.
Do you grade cards at all? Like any of the cards you take in?
Yeah. Probably not that I take in. If I see like something I want to try and grade, I'll just buy all of them, like on TCG Player, not really, maybe TCG Player, on like eBay. But if I do buy on TCG Player, I buy directly from the source. I don't use direct, because you're not getting a freaking near mint card on direct.
Yeah.
Even if you buy near mint,
TCG is your best for like quantity for sure. Like eBay, you'll have better success rate because you can kind of like zoom in and look at the pictures. Like some people will post pictures on TCG Player, but very few.
That takes too much time though, looking at pictures and
Yeah.
if
Your
my
best
the
bet
graded
for if you want to do like a grading, if you want to like do a large scale grading business, I think you almost have to use TCG Player. If you're looking to just make some extra money in the hobby, I think your best bet is going into card shops like Rob's,
oh yeah,
or shows, like going to card
shows.
shows.
Even I do that.
Looking at the card in person and pre-grading it, like you're gonna have the highest success rate doing that, and you're gonna waste the least amount of money, like having to flip the near mint back on the market that aren't gradable.
Yeah, even I do that. I go to card shows and buy cards that I want to grade for certain reasons. It's that's the best way to do it. You got to see it.
Got to see it. Well, do you have any thoughts on MetaZoo?
Oh no, please! I don't even want to talk about that.
I'm with you, dude. We're on the same wavelength there. Like, hey, best of luck to Charlie and all those guys, but I am not a MetaZoo fan. I wish them all the best.
I still have like a lot sitting. Series 2, was it set 2? I forget.
Whatever they're calling it.
I don't know, but that got me good. They got me good with that one.
Oh, so you were carrying it.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was when it first came out. That was when I first opened, when it like first came out. People were like, I had so many people coming to the store because I was literally when they did the store locator on MetaZoo on the website, I was the only store in New Jersey that was carrying the product on the store locator. So for like a month, this is when it was like going crazy. I think it was like, was this Nightfall? I forget. It might have been Nightfall. Everyone was buying it. Everyone wanted it. All this, but it was primarily like when I would get a DM or a call, it was always the same type of person. Especially if I got a DM, I would check their profile. It would always be like MetaZoo post, MetaZoo post, MetaZoo post, sneaker post, sneaker post, sneaker post, sneaker post. They went from just sneakers, MetaZoo.
Yeah.
It was always the same thing. And I was just like, I don't know about this, but they were buying it up. The booster boxes were like flying off the shelf. And then the next set, I ordered like 120 boxes or something. It was just imploded. No one wanted it. And I was just like, oh my God. Believe me, my store almost closed multiple times in its history.
Really?
Due to poor decisions on my behalf. Yeah.
You were like that close.
Dude, it's like on a knife's edge always.
No, I mean, you have so much inventory to sit on.
Yeah, not now, but the first year and a half, 2 years, it was.
Well, what about this question then? What is the minimum you think you need to start? 10K?
Well, no. I mean, if you want to start an actual store, probably like if you want to do it on the cheap, like I did, 50K could get you pretty started because you started decent. But 100 if you want to be comfortable. This shit's expensive, man.
I mean, 10K, you can start an online business pretty cheaply. I mean,
start
buying out collections and grading.
I started with $2,500.
What's up?
Online. When I was online only, I started with $2,500. And that was it.
That's it.
And literally, like what you see, all of this, like my store, the warehouse, everything was off of that. I never put anything else back into it but that $2,500 start.
Speak of Bulbasaur and he appears.
That's it.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Man, yeah, Bulbasaur is gonna have a fun 2025, I think. Last I checked, you're getting closer and closer to that 100K sub mark. That's huge.
That's nice, man.
That's a pretty big accomplishment in Pokemon. I mean, there's definitely some Pokemon channels there, but it's not easy to be 100,000 subscriber Pokemon channel.
No, I mean, I think like my niche of like trading card business, blah blah blah, that little niche, it's like the ceiling is like 300, 400,000 subscribers, like absolute top ceiling. Like 100,000 in like this neat, like my little niche, not like Pokemon or anything like that. 100,000 would be like crazy.
Spencer, okay. From your all's experience, is it worth it buying a streamer's or random individual's bulk? I've always worried it'd be dead inventory, already been sorted. I would say random individuals, you probably have a worse luck with, like random person on eBay, they probably have already sorted through it. For streamers, I don't know about other people.
Yeah.
I don't sort through all my bulk. I
I
mean,
think that would be your best
if I like
bet.
see like an earthen vessel sitting there, I'll like take it out. But like, I'm not going through taking every card that's 50, 75 cents, $1 out. I'm not. I mean,
I am.
you just said you did pretty good buying bulk from people.
Yeah. I mean, if you're buying it for bulk rate, it's really, there's no risk involved. Like it's, the current bulk rate for Pokemon, what is it, like $5 1,000 or less than that? There is no risk.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you find a few cards, you flip it back to somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, everyone needs Ultra Balls. Everyone needs, everyone needs these things. It doesn't matter. You buy 1,000 cards for $5. You find 1 or 2 cards in there, you're good.
Okay, do you think boxes will never go below 100 in the future? Dude, it's impossible to tell. I would say I don't think we're going to see one in 2025.
I think Pokemon is trying very hard to not have that happen because, they do sell directly on, Pokemon Center, and they want people to buy from them directly. So they're going to try and close that gap as close as possible. At least that's what I would do if I was the Pokemon company and I wanted people to buy things directly from me. I would definitely try and close the gap to make people have $162 and change be a good deal.
Which, again, not to beat a dead horse, it's like $4.50 a pack.
Right.
It's not crazy.
No, I mean, I don't think so. But then again, a lot of people are very used to buying those $80, $90 boxes and want things to be that cheap. And I get it, but like there's a give and take. When everything's so cheap, your stuff is worth nothing. So what do you want? Do you want your things to be valuable, or do you want to be able to open up all the packs you want in existence?
Yeah. I mean, never say never. Like, who knows? They may just drop like the most massive reprint we've ever seen on a couple sets, or maybe a Crimson Invasion style set does get released eventually while the demand is sinking. But like, yeah, I would say in the near term future, I wouldn't expect it. Like, honestly, I think like 120 to 130 is going to be the more normalized market price.
Yeah. If you see, pre-sales at 120 and they're a trustworthy source,
I feel
probably
comfortable with that price.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Lord's Archives. Yeah, I don't think this is happening. Your opinion on distros canceling pre-orders to resell at market price? No, I don't think that's happening, man. Like, stores definitely do that, but I don't think distros are.
Well, I mean, there's so many like people that think, oh, this is a distro. This is, there's no proof of it. Does it happen? Maybe, but we'll never know, and we'll never, find out. They're not selling under their distributor name. Like,
oh, you think that's happening?
It could. It's been a thing that people talked about for years. This all of a sudden this seller pops up with 1,000 boxes and they're selling that.
P-football.
Of course. I mean, that guy's been in the industry for such a long time. He's been doing that for years, since eBay's been around. But yeah, is it a thing that happens? Maybe, but we'll never know. So like, it's no point in even trying to figure it out.
There's so much in this hobby that people worry themselves about that, one, you can't change it either way, and two, it really has no bearing on any of the, like, it's not going to affect you, your hobby, your business. Like, you can't do anything about it either way. So
yeah, I mean, and if distributors are doing that, and they're hurting the relationships with their people like me, like game stores, like me, I'm rethinking 100% my main distributor, because there's no reason that my alt distributor, who I've spent a fraction of the money with, is giving me almost the same amount as my main distributor, who I've spent high 7 figures with. There's like, so yeah, of course, that they have to realize that that's an issue as well if they're actually doing that, which I doubt they are. So like, whatever.
I hear it. I hear you saying, man. It's like, what's your normal day to day like these days?
I get to the warehouse probably like 8, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. And it depends on the day. Some days I'm shipping eBay. I have people that do TCG Player for me now, so I don't really do any of that. Literally, as soon as I get in, start up the machines, the Roca, the Fizz batch. We start sifting and sorting and doing everything. I have like a couple of 5,000 count 5 rows behind me that need to get inputted on TCG Player that have been sifted for any cards over 25 cents. Those get listed. Then it gets put to the side for my employees to put away. Then the next box comes out, start going through that. It's nonstop. And then then I have in-store pickups to bring to the store. I go bring those to the store, make sure the store's up and running and everything's good, and make sure my employee comes in there. Then back here, start shipping out the website orders and all the Patreon stuff, trying to respond to messages, making sure everything's running right on that end, and getting Amazon out the door, figuring out what I need to restock on there as far as the bulk and everything like that. So it's every day's different, but
dude, you're just like, man, you're managing so many different order flow, like eBay, TCG Player, Amazon, your personal website.
3 TCG Player accounts too.
Why?
Each one is a different reason why. Like, one's my SYP account. One is my SYP SYP is like direct, but they literally handle everything. So like, I'll upload a CSV to them as what I have, and they tell me what they want. And then I literally ship all those cards to them. They store them for me and sell them for me. I literally do nothing after that. So, and the direct account is everything I have here that I have to fulfill myself or through a direct order. And then I have the plate account, which is anything light plate and below. Because I don't
want any of those in your other accounts.
No, because I don't want to deal with direct and selling a light plate card, and then the guy TCG Player, the bozo, looking at it is like, this is moderately played. So it hurts my my seller score. I don't like that. So that will get handled by me directly, and that's what I do.
Not bad. It's not bad life you got going there, man.
It's a nightmare.
But I mean, think about that. So you got 3 TCG Player accounts, eBay, your personal website, Amazon, any private orders you're getting through Patreon and PayPal.
3 websites. I have 3 websites.
Yeah, what do you mean? You have 3 websites too?
Well, no, 2. One's in the works. So yeah, well, I got the Patreon website. It's private. That I have to monitor and
so you have like an actual website for the page. You don't just like run sales on Patreon?
No, yeah, it's a website. Then the main website, and there's another one that I'm currently messing around with. But
jeez, man.
And then
are you gonna keep all that straight?
It's whack-a-mole, man. One problem comes up, I just
yeah, man, that's wild. I can't imagine how much shipping you have to do, like when a new set's released, like trying to keep all of that straight.
Oh my god, yeah, it's a lot.
That's wild, dude. You're a madman. You truly are. I mean,
yeah.
What about like I said, your wife's side of the business, the card show? Is that like? Do you think that's like a more enjoyable side of the hobby?
Yeah. I mean, sure, show day is very stressful for everyone, but like leading up to it, for me, it's not, because she does it all. So like I show day is the only time like where I got to perform and set up and help and be there the whole day. So, you know, on those days, I do tend to open later the store. So we'll open like 5 when the show's over. But it is probably a more enjoyable across the board for everyone. And it's more profitable too, because there's no product to buy. You know, the product is the tables and they always sell out. There's no risk of buying a product and it performing poorly.
Yeah.
Because it's just, if you put on a good show, people are going to come.
Out tables, but that's about it.
Yeah, but like even when it was last year, when it was not, the market wasn't crazy, we still sold out tables because she is good at what she does.
She's the organization. A beast.
Yeah.
You got torched on MetaZoo. By the way, Cardboard Cam, thanks for the super chat, man. You got torched on MetaZoo. What's your stance on Fab?
I like Map. So Map is good for selling boxes, but even with Map, no one buys the boxes at Map because 9 times out of 10, people just, you know, want the singles. So a box will sit on a TCG player forever at Map. I like Fab. I don't do it at the store just because the local scene, there's no demand for it. But I enjoy the product. I enjoy opening it. It's fun. But as far as like being a real key component in my business, I don't buy singles for it. I don't really. The only product I'll sell for it is like if people ask me for it. So I don't really mess with it.
Yeah.
And it's available.
Do you have a One Piece distributor?
Yeah, One Piece is nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Is that still a big thing? Like, is that like, do you run like play for it in the stores?
No, I just sell it. Okay. I stock it in the store. Literally comes out.
Singles?
No singles, just sealed. So like, you know, me not running events and stuff, I'll always have it. So even if a set performs poorly and I only get a little bit, I still charge MSRP for it because, you know, but I'll have it.
What is MSRP?
107 or 110.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, 107 and change.
That's
so fair. You know, I'll always have it, but it always sells above MSRP. Even if it comes out and it's below MSRP when it comes out, like within a week, it's above MSRP. So it's like One Piece is kind of crazy right now. There just was a real big restock on OP9. We got like a really big second wave for it. But, you know, the boxes stay at like, what are they now? Like 129, 139, something like that. I haven't
paid attention in a while. I know it's doing good.
One Piece is crazy. I don't hold any events for it, but I'll always have the product on the shelf because people come to the store and they know it's a reliable place to get it. I'm not going to sell out in a day because, you know, when the set does poorly, I'll have it, but eventually the price will come up to where I'm cheap now, you know. Right. So it's much better to sit on something and be a reliable source for it than to sell it all out in a day and not have it, because like, what's the point of that? I don't get that strategy for game stores that they have that mindset. It's like, oh, I gotta get rid of it. It's like, if you need to get out from under something that fast right now
because of the anger.
Yeah.
Like I go through my rip and ships. Like I'll mark something up on certain sets because I'm almost out of it. And I literally like, I'm going through it too fast and people will hate on me. Like I'll get a bunch of hate. Like, I can't believe you're gouging this much. It's like, dude, if I take this pack down even 50 cents,
extra
it's going to sell out.
It's $1 more.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's $1 more. Stop it.
Honestly, like, $1 really helps. It helps like slow down the sales on it.
Yeah,
so I can keep it in stock. Because otherwise, I'll sell like 400 packs of it in one night. And they're all gone and no one else gets any for the rest of a couple. Right. And it's just like, I mean, I try to keep the prices as fair as possible. Sometimes, yeah, I do up it 50 cents or $1 just to keep it in stock for a minute. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I do the same thing in the store. Like, you know, all Sword and Shield packs are $6 in the store. All Sword, besides Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith is $7. Just because, what are they going for online? I don't know.
Well, now like
But,
Fusion Strike's gonna have to go up, I'm sure.
right, like but that's previous block that I can't get anymore. It's gone. Like, gone.
Yeah, so that's the other thing
like,
with new people. They think like, oh, you have a game store, you can just go order anything you want.
I'll be lucky if it comes in another like V box that I then have to rip open feverishly to get packs. I'll be,
That'd
you
be
know,
nice.
that's the only way to be able to get it now. But I really doubt that's going to be a thing. Like, I stocked up on Silver Tempest because I bought literally the last like 200 build and battle stadiums of Silver Tempest. I bought the last of it because I need the packs. I'm running out.
Yeah, everyone needs the packs. Home team. What'd you do with that initial 2.5K? Namik, same question. The 2.5K you started with. What how did you start with? Yeah.
Oh, it was a different business all in general. It was a resale, like online arbitrage and retail arbitrage business that I then snowballed into this. So, like, I think I've told this a bunch of times, but like, I got started. So I took, the 2.5K, whatever it was, and I was like, this is it. That's what I'm starting my business with. If I lose it all, whatever. But this is what I'm starting with, and I will reinvest this and this only back into the business. So I would literally just do online and retail arbitrage until I built enough capital I also did like liquidations. I bought storage units, lockers. I did that.
You really?
Yeah, that was fun.
Do you mean luck with that?
Oh no, it was terrible, but it was fun.
It looks fun. I know.
Yeah. So that's literally what I did. Like, I bought like liquidations. I bought pallet liquidations. I bought all sorts of shit. But that's what I did. I started the eBay. Then I transitioned onto Amazon, figuring out what to sell on there. That literally I'll make 50 cents a unit, but I'll sell 1,000 units in a day. So I'm like, oh, cool.
You were doing like the fulfillment by Amazon?
Yeah, FBA, do that. Yeah. And that was literally it. Like, it was working full time, packaging up things and making custom bundles for Amazon because, you can't just go on, Walmart.com, order a bunch of stuff and then send it to Amazon and give me money, please. You got to figure out a way to bundle it and make it unique to where it adds value for the customer that they don't need to do that. So that's what primarily I did. And then I bought a liquidation and there was Magic cards in it. And I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. I remember being into Magic when I was younger, and 10, 15 years later, I'm buying liquidation as Magic cards in it. And that's literally, if that liquidation did not have that Magic starter deck in it, I might not be here today. Seriously. It that's started wild. Everything.
Yeah, I started out as a collector. Like, I was just like in 2015 when I got back in the hobby. Like, I was just buying old bind. Like, I wanted to buy the base Jungle Fossil set. I bought just old starter decks and theme decks and open packs. I guess I don't really start with 2.5K because I never really started a business. I just eventually got to a point where I was spending too much and I wanted to try to fund my collection more. And I guess the first things I started out doing was just buying out lots of either sealed or collections of singles and keeping the things I wanted out of them and then selling the rest back on the market to recoup my money and make a little profit. And so that's honestly what I tell everyone to do. Just start out by buying out collections because people don't want to do the work to break it down and do the work themselves. Buy it out, right? 70, 75%, do the work, make your, 5, 10, 15% that you can make, and just keep rinse and repeating that until you can start making, larger plays or getting more connections or whatever it may be. But that's how I started, is just little by little flips and, keeping a little bit out of each one. And maybe you can start grading the cards, and it just kind of builds. Everything compounds in this hobby.
Yeah, if you do it long enough, and everything is just, if you build it, they will come. That's basically the whole motto of this. If you build a business, if you reinvest into it, it's gonna be successful. Just have the money to reinvest and not be able to, pull out a sizable amount of money for yourself to live off of. Save up enough money that you
That's
could
the
just,
biggest thing. If anyone's wanting to try to do anything like remotely similar to Rob, like, you have to keep doing what you're doing, whatever that is, and just reinvest every single thing back in the business, back into inventory. Because, like, kind of like Rob said, it compounds, like, to where you put stuff on a shelf, like, of like singles that you're into it for basically nothing, or just sealed that you've already sold a lot of it, and like you don't really have a lot of cost basis. And over time, the shelves, they just build, the inventory builds, and all of a sudden you're sitting there with tens of thousands in inventory that you have no money of yourself in, and then you're still making profits on the stuff you have, and then all of a sudden that starts selling, and you're raising the price on that. It all just compounds. It just takes time, and it takes the fortitude not to take that money out of the business and go blow it on vacations and cars and whatever.
No. Yeah, that is definitely not something to do. I didn't even start paying myself until like last year. Like 2 years, I didn't pay myself a salary. I didn't pay myself anything. I just lived off of savings. But like with the compounding thing and the cost basis conversation, like, I bought a game store, went out of business, and I bought all of their Magic bulk, everything. It was like 2 pallets of it. I'm down to like a pallet of it, and my cost basis now, I think I bought it for like, it was so cheap. It was like $1,200, and I've made that back 10 times and then some on this stuff. And now I still have a whole pallet that I didn't even sift through. And that's what we're doing now. We're still sifting through it. Like, because the machines, if, like, let's say I get a good play on a commander deck and I want to bust that down, I got to pause that. Now I got to do that. So it's like, but that stuff's been bought and paid for years now. So it's just like, oh, that's a $30 card now. I'll pull that. And, it's just.
The weird thing about this business is it becomes the point where there's so much work to do, you can't even get to it all. And it's just like, it no longer becomes about like, I need to make money. It's just, I need to get this work done. The money's there. Yeah. The money will be there. You will end up having too much work to do to make the money.
I always have a backlog. And that's something about my old personality type, is that when I left for the day, I needed everything to be done, everything to be away, everything to be organized and and I just had to be okay with that not happening, because it'll never happen again. It
sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah. I have to be
it's
okay.
It's so hard not to finish each
leaving
day.
Everything.
You're never finished.
Never, ever.
You gotta be okay with that. Well, guys, I'm not gonna keep Rob all day. We've been going for an hour and a half. Is there anything last you wanted to end with, man? I mean, obviously, guys, I did. I'll go ahead and pin him. I'll pin him to the chat right now. But top of the description, make sure to check out Rob's YouTube channel and his website. I have pinned. That's not going to be a super secret Patreon website. You guys subscribe for that. But you can definitely check out his main site and store.
My Patreon's full. It's not opening.
Ooh, filled up. Eli closed his too.
Yeah.
It's just that.
And check out
the times,
TCG show on YouTube for my wife's doing a podcast. If you're into that, she's doing a podcast and interviewing like vendors and how to get started in that and do that. So TCG show is, I believe, let me double check that. Yeah, she's doing our first podcast this weekend. Well, today actually. The TCG show is the YouTube, and if you want to figure out how to vend, how to get started doing that, how to grow in the hobby through vending. It's definitely going to be a good watch. She is definitely going to be a good interviewer because she is vibrant and very outgoing individual. Complete opposite to me. I'm a recluse, shut in, keep me in the warehouse in the dust. She is out there, very, very open and bubbly.
No, I can't wait, man. Like I said, the plan is I'm gonna try to get Rob back on here. We're gonna get, what's your wife's name again, man? I keep forgetting it.
Marilyn. Yeah.
Marilyn. We're gonna get her on here. We're gonna get a couple more vendors on here. Like we're gonna try to get like a little panel together and really like talk through all the ins and outs of all this stuff. I think that'll be a good time. We'll do that at nighttime so that way everyone's off work and we can all get on here because only people like me and Rob who are crazy enough to do this business full time have time at 1 and 2 in the afternoon to actually do this. So
yeah.
Hey, Jurassic Collects got in here. What's up,
he just called me. I'll call you back.
Dude, he's looking for his packs, man. He needs his packs.
Yeah. The plug's busy.
All right, guys, we're gonna leave it at that. See all you guys back here in the next one. Make sure to check out Rob. Make sure to check out. I also linked, guys. You guys saw the TCG show in the description, so just hit on that, click it, subscribe so you get notified, and they'll be live tonight. That's it, man. Appreciate you again, dude.
Yeah.
We're out.
Anytime, man.